Good afternoon, plant lovers. How have you all been? I hope you're all well. London's about to go into another lockdown, so I thought I would cheer everybody up with my unboxing video for a new David Austin rose. Okay, so I've just opened up and it is an absolutely beautiful climbing rose. That flower there looks like it's should have been deadheaded before being sent, but there are several blooms on here, and I think this is more of a true representation of the rose. It hasn't fully opened, so let me get it out of the box and then we can talk more about this climbing rose. Okay, so I've just taken it out the box, and this is the name of the variety. It's called Mortimer Sackler. It's an English climbing rose, a medium climber, and this one is best for flowering and best for health. And the picture there kind of shows you how it might look in full bloom. Okay, and looking at the back before we plant, let's get some extra information. So I'll put it next to the flower. So it has a light to medium old rose scent. It is repeat flowering and flowers between June to September. It's light pink color, as you can see. And what else can we say about it? It says that it has, the actual flower is medium sized, loosely double light pink flowers with a golden stamen, and the old rose scent also has hints of fruit. And another interesting thing is that these are almost thornless, very few thorns, so in that regard it might be a bit similar to the Zephrine. Now looking at this, I've noticed once again that there are a few of those spots on it, so I'm not sure what this is about, because I mean on it there quite clearly it does say best for health, so I mean it's being marketed or sold as one that is quite disease resistant. Actually, this was the second time David Austin have had to send me this rose, because the first one wasn't in good condition. Let me show you why. Okay, so this is the original plant. It's exactly the same as the other one that I got in the first instance. There is one rosebud on it. Now, my big problem with what they initially sent me was the foliage. It is laden. Now, I don't even know if that's black spot or not, but it is laden with it. Now, if I was in a plant shop, I would never ever have picked up this rose. And bearing in mind it was about £25, that is pretty unacceptable. So I just wrote to them and I said, this is not what I ordered, please send me another one. So yeah, they did, which was really good, and they did it like next day delivery. The other thing, it arrived like that. I mean, the least they could have done was chop off, or the least they could have done was deadhead before they send the flower out. Anyway, so that was not a very nice experience, but they resolved it quickly. It also comes with a planting guide that has loads of useful information. To be honest, all of them come with planting guides, and it's really tailored for the UK, and there's even a care calendar there, so I'll look at this a bit later on. Okay, so I've taken the plant out of the box, and you know the drill, time to get planting. Okay, so I've chosen a place for it which is very close to the house, so I'm going to get to enjoy it. And what I'm doing is I'm just preparing the soil with a bit of rose food, just to give it the best start possible. And it was a real mission trying to get it out of its pot, but I finally managed to do that, and it wasn't too root bound. And so I've just begun to plant it. Now you might be wondering why I'm planting it in autumn time. I actually got this advice from a channel called The Middle Sized Garden, and on that channel she recommends that due to the dry springs that are currently being experienced in the southeast of England, that plants such as roses are planted in autumn or even winter, because the advantage of that is that they get bedded in. They will then go dormant, and then once the spring comes, you've got really strong plants that are ready to go. And that's the reason why many bare root plants are also planted in autumn winter. Okay, so I filmed this a couple of days later, and as you can see, many of those blooms have opened up. I mean, it's been quite windy, so a lot of these roses have actually taken quite a battering. And I really don't mind what it looks like at the moment, but what I really care about is what it's going to look like next spring, summer, once it's grown, once there are plenty more blooms on there. So really the purpose of planting it right now is to get it kind of bedded in, and so that next year it is just ready to explode and I can get maximum enjoyment out of it. So that concludes my video on my David Austin Mortimer Sackler rose. It was not the best experience I've had with David Austin. I've definitely seen some better roses from them, but let's reserve judgment until it goes into full bloom next year. So I look forward to doing an update video on this soon. So that's it from me today. If you haven't already, please show your love and subscribe, and take care until next time.